also known as Girlygrrlstyle, and welcome back. If you're brand new here, I am a small business owner and I work hand in hand with my husband, partner, and best friend, Bill. And our small business happens to be reselling clothing online. So we primarily sell, trendy items. I sell a lot of vintage, and then we also sell on Etsy. So Poshmark and Etsy are our two major platforms. Bill does it full-time. I am part-time because I do have a full-time job. So when I started my channel, if you are new here, one of the focuses that I really wanted to share with everyone was money. And it was one of the things that I was really passionate about, because a lot of women small business owners don't talk about money. And in fact, a lot of small business owners in general don't talk about money. So I wanted to kind of break those, stigmas out there. So I have been sharing all of the numbers for our small business since we started. And this is one of my favorite videos each month. It's a video you all ask for very, very regularly, and it is how much we made in our small business for the previous month. So it is now August 2nd. I cannot believe we are in August of this year, but we made it. And so this is going to be a look back at July, and we're going to look at how much we made, business expenses, costs of goods. We're going to go into the nitty gritty, and I'm going to share with you all of the information. We don't keep anything secret. We share every little bit of detail with you, good, bad, and whatever, because we want you to see the realistic side of things. Now, you'll notice this angle is a little weird, and that's because we are in the process of moving right now. You may have seen a video or some information on Instagram about the move. And so I am in an unair conditioned room right now. It's like 90 degrees, and I'm probably going to start sweating a lot here soon. Actually, I think I'm glistening and it doesn't look so bad. I'm okay with it. So anyway, we're gonna dive right into the video. If you have questions as you watch this video, make sure to pop those down below in the comments. One of the questions I get every single video is, can I share my spreadsheet with you? I know I've been saying I've been trying to get one together that I can share. And the reason that I don't share it out, it's not that I don't want to. In fact, I would share it to you for free or share it with you for free. It's just that it's set up specifically for my account. So I'm still hoping that I can get one together for you that's more of like a basic spreadsheet, a Google spreadsheet, so you can just take and kind of customize. But with the move and with everything going on in life, it just hasn't happened. But I haven't forgotten, so if you're asking that question, I promise I definitely want to get something. But there are a lot of like workbooks and stuff out there for you that you can also utilize. I know Sarah Styles, LLC, she has some dashboards that give you a lot of great information, and I'll link that down below for you. I actually have, I think, a couple of videos on using the dashboard. It is a great tool. It can help you with your business, and I definitely recommend it. And she's also pretty awesome. So anyway, so let's dive into all of the numbers. I'm gonna pop up my spreadsheet here, and we're just gonna look at everything all the way through. Okay, here we are inside my spreadsheet. I use numbers if you're wondering, and that's because I love my Mac and everything is compatible and I'm really comfortable with it. Although I also use Google Docs a lot for work, and so at one point I was converting it to Google Docs, but now we're already in August, so that may still happen, because if I use Google Docs, it means I can share it out with you. So I'm still on that path, but with the move and everything, we'll get there, I promise. So anyway, so I have a few different tabs. Oh, you know what that noise was? That was an Etsy sale. Oh, love that cha-ching. Okay, so the running inventory tab, this is, and I can kind of give you a quick little glance. I might. Actually, I'm not going to. And the reason I'm not going to show you that is just because it does have customer information and I didn't hide it before this video. So in this spreadsheet, I do have this buyer. In fact, well, hello. I can do this. I can hide the column and show you. There we go. So what this is all of the inventory. It's the ins, the outs, the titles, the brands, the categories, revenue type, because I do separate it between reselling inventory as well as handmade items, because I recently started selling handmade items and wanted to keep track of how much money we're actually making for those versus items we have to go out and source. So that's our running inventory tab. There's lots. There's like probably, I don't know, thousands of listings on there, because it's what sold and what hasn't sold. But then to make it easier, I actually come over here
and I break it all down, and I actually did already hide it here. I break it all down by revenue source, which would be either our 324 Finds Poshmark closet or by the Girlygrrlstyle Poshmark closet. We do have two, and that's just because they're both very curated. You've asked me if I recommend that you have more than one. It's a lot more work, I'm going to tell you that. And the only reason we have them separated is because Girlygrrlstyle really is curated. It is what it should be. There's still some outliers in there, but it's mostly going to be vintage home goods, like vintagey home goods. And then the 324 Finds closet is definitely more of the on-trend, higher-end items. Well, maybe not higher-end, because some of the vintage pieces sell for a good penny. But then we also have PayPal and Etsy money that we make from here. Now, all of this is a lot of information. So what I've actually done is I have my monthly roundup or a profit and loss statement. It's very specific to me. One of the things that you need every single month as a business is a profit and loss statement. And I cannot give you a lot of information on that. I will tell you I had my taxes done this year for the first time ever by a professional. And at the when they were filing, all they asked me for was my P&L statement. I mean, honestly, it was like P&L statement, where are your deductions? And luckily I had this whole spreadsheet, but I realized let's just condense it and make it as succinct as possible. So this is my favorite tab because it does have everything at a glance. We can look at all of this here together. And so the first thing that we do, we'll notice we're over here in July. And then in July, the gross total. So this is how much we made before taxes, fees, business expenses, all of that, right? So $1,403.08. Now, I also want to clarify with Bill and I, even though, we're running the small business, we are running the small business for charity. So every penny that we make for the business that doesn't go to expenses or taxes does go directly back to the community. And so for us, we can spend other, energy on other things. And that is really important to us. And that's one of the big directions that we took for this year. So 1403.08 was our gross. And then in the 324 Finds closet, this was actually a really great month for 324 Finds. We made $805.60. And what that really told me when I was looking at this is a lot of people are still shopping for those trendy items. Now, this is where the Sarah Styles dashboard can come in, because if you are a Poshmark seller, and I know that she expanded it, I think, to other platforms as well, but it'll actually take all of your data and it'll tell you what is selling, what's not selling, how quickly things are selling. And so I absolutely, again, I recommend it 100%. But I didn't go that far this time. I just want to give you the numbers just so that I can make sure to get this video out with everything else happening right now. So then in the next closet, we have in Girlygrrlstyle on Poshmark, $364, which again, for Girlygrrlstyle, that looks like it's the lowest I've done this year in that closet, but I listed 2 items. So I cannot stress this enough. Every time we take a look at numbers, I always want to really stress you get what you put in. So while Bill and I are consistent, right? We're consistent with the amount of work we do. I mean, he's out there relisting and doing what he can, but he's also been spending a lot of the last month packing and moving things over, and we did just get the keys to the house, and so he was over there doing yard work every single day and mowing and all this stuff. So we are lucky enough that we can actually switch gears a little bit and have him focus on the house right now, but still remain consistent with our sales. But of course, Girlygrrlstyle suffered a little because I did not list anything. We still share every single day. That is part of our process. We share 3 times a day, almost all the time. On the weekends, we kind of lax a little, but during the week we do that. So sharing. And then Bill told me, I think he listed just 13 new items last month. And the reason for that is because we hadn't been able to go sourcing. So we didn't have very many items to list. Most of the items that I've been selling for Girlygrrlstyle or in Etsy have been handmade items. So, and that brings us to Etsy. For Etsy, we made $163.48 for the month of July. And then PayPal, we made $70. So to clarify for you what PayPal means. So if we do like a thrift haul, or if I post a picture on Instagram and let someone know, or on TikTok, and I let people know that it's available, I will send a PayPal invoice if you're interested so that we can kind of get a little bit lower fees. Now, it's still taxable. So I just want to make sure that's clear too. By using PayPal, the real benefit to that is that you are getting a lower fee, so a lower fee. Sometimes people prefer using PayPal, but you still have to do your own shipping and all of that. So sometimes it's beneficial, but I also have found that, especially with Etsy, I do like to go through the platform so that I can build up my reviews, and I'm willing to take a little bit more of a cut on the profit just so that I have those in Etsy, especially because they keep track of all of that for you. So I really think that Etsy is an amazing platform for business owners in general. And, you know, Posh has a little ways to go. I still love Posh, you know, don't get me wrong. But yes, Etsy has become very, very valuable to me. Then for July, our transaction fees were $259.85. And again, you can't do anything with transaction fees. You're going to have to pay them. They might go up, they might go down. You know, because I did a few transactions on PayPal, I guess it wouldn't affect my transaction fees here. No, those really are more for like the Poshmark fees, and then also the Etsy listing fees or Etsy selling fees. Those are all included there. And then shipping costs, $53.94. That was a little high this month, but that's because, again, with Etsy, I pay for all shipping on Etsy. It's something that I've done that I feel is comfortable for me, but it also hikes up my shipping costs. Okay, all of that's done for July, and that gives us our sales revenue of $1,089.29. So we still broke that $1,000 mark in our sales revenue. But as always, you can't rely on that. That is not your paycheck. That is legit just what's left over after you take out your transaction fees and shipping costs. So now, the next section, I actually break it down into some detail because I love data and I love looking at certain things. Again, I don't go into a lot of detail with the type of items and what items are selling category-wise, and that's just because right now that's not really important to us. But what is important to us is how many items are selling, how much we're actually making with my handcrafted items, because those take a lot of energy on top of everything else. So first of all, we purchased 12 items. So for the month of July, I made my way to the thrift store and I was able to purchase 12 items. And I spent $45.19. So for July, that was how much our inventory costs were. And so that gives you an average cost of goods of $3.77. So $3.77 per item, that's well under the $5 that we are looking for our business model. Again, your business model may be different. We are not going to the bins right now just because of where we are in the whole COVID-19 thing. We just feel that the bins might be a little too intense for us right now. But once we get totally moved into the new place, we have a whole station set up, garage, the mudroom where the washer and dryer are. So we'll be able to bring things in, wash, and put them back in the garage. So it's going to be a little bit easier when we get there. The total number of items sold was 70, so that actually is one of our highest months of number of items. And I know we did have a few items that sold that were a little bit less than what we normally do, especially because I'm selling masks. And my handmade masks what do I sell them for? Like $14, something like that. And then I also sell scrunchies for $7.95. So that does impact the overall average sale price. However, look at our average sale price. We are still above $20. And with our business model, that is what we're looking for. We want less than $5 for our cost of goods, and we want more than $20 for our average sale price. That works out well for us with where we are and the type of items that we get. Okay, handcrafted items. This is a new category that I added once I started making a lot of handcrafted items. We started off, Bill and I, making masks at the kitchen table and selling those, and they've really sprouted into a new thing for me. I'm doing a lot of DIY and embroidery projects, and I just made some hanging mask holders with protectors on them. So like Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. So I'm really excited about those projects. And you can see that I sold 14 items in the month of July that were considered handcrafted. And the amount of money that we made was $257.48. Now that $257.48 is part of the sales revenue. So that's not in addition to that, it's just breaking it out so you can see the portion of it that is part of sales revenue. All right, now we're not done, because one of the things that Bill and I also do is we, as I mentioned, we donate all of our business profit to charity. And so for me, when I think about business profit, I also think about any affiliate money that's coming in, any, if you click on our Amazon link down below and order anything from them, we actually do get, it's like pennies or something, but it does add up a little bit. So we do take that and we donate that. And then also any money that's made from YouTube. So all the ads that pop up and you watch them, thank you very much, because all of that money also goes to charity. So I include that here because that is essentially part of our business, since that is the content that we discuss. So for the month of July, the YouTube revenue was $104.94, and then we did not have any other revenue. Again, I haven't been focusing a lot. I know with like my affiliate links, they kind of pay out every other month. So this one we'll see some returns for next month. And then that just gives us the $104.94. So total revenue overall was $1194.23. So that was revenue, all business revenue that came in. But let's talk cost of goods sold and business expenses. So cost of goods sold, this is taking out the cost of the items as they sell. Now, however you're keeping track of your books, consult your bookkeeper, consult your accountant. I do the first in, first out method. I actually have like a modified way of doing it. I can't really explain it. It's complicated, but I guess some people can make it simple. But anyway, this is how it is. So it was $177 is how much it turned out. And then business expenses, look at that number. That number is insane, right? $313.75. And you're probably thinking, Tori, why in the world are your business expenses so much for this month? And that's a great question. And it was because, honestly, I think it was because I was bored. And when I'm bored, I decide that I want to reevaluate my shipping process. So I got some more stickers. I got some plant seeds and all kinds of things to really up my shipping game. And then we also have our monthly tax software that we pay for. That's like $30 a month, and then a few other things. So it was a little high this month, but that's okay. Again, we plan for that. It all works out in the wash. So then profits after tax was $703.48. And so you'll see here for taxes, I have 30%. Now, 15.3% is the self-employment tax, and that's what you owe as a small business owner. You owe 15.3% of your profit, right? You have to pay the government because if you don't have an employer, they still want to get paid. Now, I do 30% just to cover our behind, just in case something comes back, or if I took out an expense twice on accident. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons, but I feel like for us, just taking out that 30% and putting it into a separate account so that we have it available to pay taxes works really well for us. So then that brings us down to the profit after taxes. And that profit after taxes for the month of July was $492.44. Now, this was a little bit lower than we have seen in the last few months. But again, the reason for that was because our business expenses were higher. We expected it. And that still means that we have $492.44 that we are going to be giving away to charity. Now, one thing I will also point out, if you look up here, so I'm keeping track of all of our donations for the month. So if you have a charity that is really important to you, that you want to support or want us to support, make sure you drop that down below with maybe a link to their site. These are all of the charities that we have donated to so far this year. The James Beard Foundation is where Bill actually wants to donate for the month of July. His birthday was July 4th. And so he got to choose the charity, and the James Beard Foundation is actually giving money to support small businesses, small restaurants that are struggling during this time. So that was his kind of birthday gift. And so that's where we're going to donate that $492 this month. And that, again, gets us caught up with all of our donation revenue. All right, so that's it. That is how much we made in our small business for the month of July. August is here. We will not be moving into the house for a few weeks while they work on the flooring.
and then we are going to be off the grid in Wyoming for an entire week. So we anticipate the month of August is definitely going to be a lower revenue month because we're going to have to be on vacation mode because we're moving and because we'll be out of town. So next month, our video, I can almost guarantee that we are going to have a lot less profit, but also we're not going to be spending a lot of money on business expenses. Although that may not be true because since we're moving into a new space, we have to buy new bins, new holders, and make the space, you know, awesome. So we might be spending a little bit more for next month. And then once we're all set up, hopefully the goal is that in September we can hit the ground running full force and, you know, really expand our business. That is our goal. This year has been a lot of, you know, pivoting. Probably with a lot of you as well, just pivoting from what we were doing before. We were kind of resting on our laurels with how things were, and then having to pivot and adjust. And I feel like we're actually, for us, we're in a decent spot, but I would love to be able to give more money back to charity. And so for us, that means doing a little bit more, but having the space to do it means that we can. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. Like the video if you did like this content, and don't forget to subscribe for all of our upcoming reseller related content, small business content. Also, we're throwing in some of the home content. So if you are interested in HGTV type content, we're just throwing it up here because we're not going to inundate you with a ton of the videos, but we're going to keep you updated with the space and how we make it awesome for the business, and we'll twist it so that it is business related. So that's it, everybody. Until next time, see ya!